ओ दत्ता भाव फ्रेम में हो।
सब गए भाई।
Hey, one, two, hey, check this. Hello, hey,
बंगाली बाबू
hey,
बैठा हुआ बंगाली
check,
बाबू।
check this. Testing one, two, hey, four, hey, okay, check. Okay, thank you.
ओ भाई
ओ भाई
ए
हाउस
ये बड़े
इन हाउस बैठो। वेट।
हमें लाइट रे ए भाई
ए बैठ के भाई।
अरे
डिस्को लाइट करवा रहा है ये भी यार। डिस्को दीवाने हैं।
एसी बंद चलो बसा जितने दिन तो
कट कर रहे हैं। ये भाई इसमें बैठो उधर बैठो।
टूटा हुआ है वो चेयर टूटा हुआ है आपको लग जाएगा
नंबर ये है लेकिन
चलेगा नंबर कोई से हां लड़ेगा बल तू जी पर
That the reason for the coffee was we didn't have money for a sport person. That's a different thing. We were really short of money, and I love producers. I love producers. I have so much respect for you guys. But English Vinglish is a classic. Today I can say it with a lot of pride. It's one of the few classics of Indian cinema. And it will stay a classic for a long time. But before it became one, nobody knew it. Nobody was willing to make it. Nobody was willing to produce it. People wanted to kind of, do it in different ways and for much lesser budgets and things like that. Because on paper, in our industry, on paper, a lot of things are not affordable. So it requires the conviction of a director and a writer to want to do it in a certain way. And a film is not worth making unless made in the way that it's meant to be made. Actually, don't make the film at all. English Vinglish is special, of course, firstly and foremost because of Sridevi. Not because it was a comeback film, because I don't think comeback is the right word for a talent like Sri. She was always there. She just chose not to be there. And she just decided to appear one day. But because in her, we found one of our dearest, possibly our dearest friend, a family that we love tremendously. And she gave us so much of love, so much of affection, that she became a part of us and we became a part of her. We were much closer than just filmmakers and an actor. And it's a relationship that stayed that way till the end. I miss her tremendously, and so does everybody in the team. But she's always there. She's so fresh. I think she's the funniest person around, and I can just imagine that. I can just remember every incident with her on the shoot, and after that, and much after English Vinglish, and she'd have loved to kind of be here today, and I'm sure. Thank you, Kushi. Thank you, Boni, for being here. On her behalf, she's truly the most special part of English Vinglish. Secondly, I think an incredible, sorry, is my popcorn? An incredible team of people. Lakshman, God knows what would have happened. Incredible camera, the man behind the camera and the man kind of who held it all together. And of course, Hemanti and the whole cast crew. Rasool's not here, but Rasool, Amit, Swanand, so many people who, I don't know if I'm sure there are a lot of people here. And thanks so much to, firstly, Boni, for making sure that Eros bought the film. At least we didn't lose money on it. And thank you, Boni. Thanks a lot. Thanks so much to Jayanti for making sure Z bought it. Otherwise, Eros wouldn't have bought it. So, and thank you so much for... yeah. And all this would not have happened. We would not have had I wouldn't be here suffering. I wouldn't have suffered as a producer if not for Rakesh Jununwala, who didn't step in and say that, I'll partner you in this venture. I'll partner you both in this venture. He didn't even know exactly what the film was. He just did it on faith. And he was the proudest man when he saw the film. He's not here today. He and Mr. Damani actually have been great partners for us and supported us in every way. Also, thank you for being a pillar of support during this entire journey of English Vinglish. There were just too many people. I'm sure that I'm just missing out a few people, but there are just lots of people, wonderful cast here. These two kids who've just suddenly grown up. Adil not here. Rajiv. Yeah, I think your acting was better in English Vinglish. Okay. I think you need a director. And of course, the other, Sumit is not here. Sumit's not come as yet. So the other people who are in English Vinglish, fantastic. And last but not the least, there is Baggaji and Vijayta. Thank you so much, guys, for being there. Anita, who's not here. Anita has kind of been my moral support right through English Vinglish, telling me exactly how much money I'm losing per second. So she's not here. Incredible. Huh? And Ilana and Rox. Ilana, Rox, who was the chief AD on this film, and Ilana was a line producer in the US, who used to tell Anita to tell me how much money I'm losing every minute. So that, but they all, it was a fantastic team. It was great. All the happiness that you see is actually genuine. It's not like one of those behind the scenes video that is just put together of just the happy moments and a lot of the sad moments are kind of left behind. No, there aren't very many sad moments. If you notice, I'm not in that video because I was the only sad moment behind that entire thing. So we were there, we were doing those things. But it was possibly a life-changing experience, this particular film. For me, as just a person who knew how to count money after that. And for Gauri, actually to kind of just come and do her first film. And for this to be her first film requires some incredible doing. Thank you guys. Thank you very, very much. Yes, of course. Thank you very much. But I must ask Boni and Kushi to please come and say a few words on this particular day, because Boni was the first person I met on English Vinglish, and through Boni is when I met Sri. Kushi was too small. She was a little girl at the shoot. She was a little baby, and I had to make her help across the road in the few days she was there. She's now a big girl. So both of you come over and please have a chat with us. Come, Kushi. No. Come. No, that's okay. I want to hear your voice.
I don't have much to say beyond a big thank you to Gauri Balki. You heard him say all the good things. But the best thing was this film which happened to her and to all of us. And I'm sure her fans who've always loved her, given her love. I wish she was here. Thank you, Gauri. Thank you, Balki.
Thank you, Boni. Thank you. Kushil, talk later.
Thank you so much, Balki. Thank you, Boni sir. There's one person I think I think we need to call on stage because she had something to do with the film. I mean, she wrote it, and then she directed it also. I mean, just.
Love you too. Why have you left me, or what am I supposed to do? Okay, this is an emotional moment, and whenever I have to speak about this, it's very tough. I've said a lot about this already, and I think Kausar will help me speak a lot more in the next panel. But hi, Shri. We're all here for you, us. We're all here together for the love of this film, for the love of you, and it's been an unforgettable journey for all of us. We're like a family. This is an English Vinglish family, and that's how a WhatsApp group is called, and that's how we are till date. And it's been very difficult for us, even me, to re-watch the film on my own. And we did that. We all huddled together, the whole English Vinglish team. After Shri, there's never after Shri, she is with us. And we watched it all together, and it was a very emotional and yet a very grateful moment that I could work with someone like that. All of us were very grateful that we could do this. And this happened in my life. She happened to me. This film happened. And this is the next time that we're all watching it, I think, right? After that. I'm very happy to have, some of them are not here in the country, in the city, but the rest of the team that is here, which we'll meet soon. Thank you, everyone, and thank you for all the people for the love given to us, to this film, and it goes on till date. Thank you very much. This is a very special film and a special moment in my life. So yeah, very grateful, very, very grateful. Who am I supposed to call? Okay, Rama?
I think so. You can call that.
Okay, we
Kausar
need
madam.
chairs
Yeah,
also.
we need chairs.
Kausar, who has been like, how do I introduce her? Balki said the pillar of strength, and she was Shri's, English Vinglish supervisor, coach, and kind of she became her security blanket. And beyond a point, Shri couldn't, do without her. And yeah, so that's who is going to moderate this session and ask me questions. Huh? I have also forgotten to thank Boni, though it was anyway. It was like having both these men, Balki and Boni, on set, and they stood there like our guards, supporting us, this constant moral support, and just the presence helped us a lot. It was the spirit. And yes, Janvi and Khushi were really Chintu. And the other thing that Shri used to call me was Khushi. So it was the most beautiful compliment. And she's here today. And Eros, Nandu's representing Eros. So thank you so much, Eros, for making this film a reality. And Sunil and Pranab, who's not here, all of you. Really grateful that this film saw the light of day. And Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, of course. Come, Kausar. This is Kausar Munir.
So the next 10 minutes is going to be secrets, behind the scenes, stuff that happened behind the scenes of behind the scenes. Kausar will take us through, speak to the team, and then we'll throw it open for questions and answers. So write down your deepest, darkest questions, things you want to know about English Vinglish but didn't know who to ask. Today is your day.
Lakshman, come on, Swanan. Lakshman, my most favorite DOP in the country, who's now a director, but has promised that for me, he will shoot always, forever.
Of course,
Swanan, the amazing lyricist for this film, from Navrai to English Vinglish to Manhattan to Dhak Dhuk. He's the guy. Unfortunately, Amit Trivedi is not here. He would have loved to be here. Who else am I calling? Himati, you don't want to come. She's shy, our editor, which is why she's chosen this profession, to stay quietly in a dark room and edit. Who's here? Shivansh and Navika, please come. Oh, sorry, Rajiv.
I'm not going anywhere.
Please come. There. Come on, Lakshman. There are more chairs, no? Should I sit next to you or what should I do? ऐसा कुछ नहीं. Means? Come. You're all. Rama, I still call him Rama, the character name, Rajiv, who troubled me the most on set. He really behaved like that naughty student throughout. And yeah, badly behaved, sweet. And these two smallies, oh God. They're both brother and sister. We are really lucky to have cast a real life brother and sister. In fact, the audition was for him. He and she had tagged along, I don't know whether shadily. And then
Definitely shadily.
just like my iski behan hu type. And then I said, oh my God, why don't you audition? And that's how these two. And I'm like, this chemistry will be fabulous because they're anyway like little fighty type then. So yeah. That's how
That fighting part came very naturally.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think Rajiv, even I was going to call you Rama because even Sri ma'am used to call you Rama. Yeah, it's going to be hard to keep it light, but we'll try. Light and bright. So let me, I think, sort of get the difficult part out of the way. And this whole evening is about Sri ma'am and remembering her. And of course, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala, we must remember him. And Sulabha Deshpande, she was, who played the mother of Satish, Sri ma'am's mother-in-law in the film. Sujata Kumar, she played Sri ma'am's older sister in the film. She's not with us anymore. And a very, very special person, the Hope team, Anil Naidu, who is, again, it's kind of one is, doesn't have the words to say what he meant to the company, to Balki, to Gauri, and to the film. So it's kind of hard because, yeah, 10 years, when you see that, when I was watching that video, it seemed like, you know, oh, this was yesterday. It didn't feel like it was such a long time ago. But now when you kind of recall those who, those joyous moments that have fleeted now, you feel that, okay, yeah, it's been 10 years. So, yeah, I'm sure we all remember them fondly. And moving from there, Gauri, let's start with you. And tell us about this date, this first date that you had with Sridevi.
Yeah, I always, I refer to it as a blind date because that was the first time I met her. So quickly, briefly, to give you a background, Balki had met Boni for some other film conversation or something, and Shri happened to be there. And Balki said, I'm not doing a film right now, it's my wife who's doing a film. And Shri just was intrigued and asked him, can you tell me what this is about? And Balki gave her a one-liner of English Vinglish, and she was very intrigued. She wanted to know more, and she said, can I hear the story? And next thing, of course, I've put on my clothes and I'm in her house and with my script. And she was there, so lovely, simple, and she sat there. I loved her energy instantly. And I narrated the script to her. As soon as I finished narrating, she looked at me and said, Gauri, I don't know about you, I would like to do this. And I was like, I mean, of course, whatever. And I think, which is why I say I call it a date, because I fell in love with her, and I think both of us kind of fell in love with each other. At that point, there was an instant connection beyond, and it has been like that, beyond actor director. And I think that's what also sort of comes out in the film, because that bond, connection, understanding of the scene, performances, the nuances, all was just because we were so in sync. And so was the whole team. It started with the two of us, and yeah, that was first love.
Well, I can relate to that because ek to I feel so privileged that I was given this opportunity to just be around her and then be part of this film, which is so special. And now 10 years later, I'm here. So, I mean, this too is an honor to be able to do this. I relate to what you're saying because when Gauri called me and she said, would you be interested in kind of this sort of, job profile, supervising, being sort of the dialogue coach for Sridevi. So I was like, for who? What? So she said, let's go and meet her and we'll go over to her house. And we went to her house and that's how I felt, because I was that kid who watched Lamhe 13 times in Bandra talkies, just to kind of see how she jumps on those grapes, which are, So for me, it was like when I was there and I was rather quiet and in the background. And finally, my first question to her was, what should I call you? So she said, call me Shri. So I said, how can I call you Shri? She said, because it's my name. So please call me that. Moving from there, the whole, she was the leader of the pack in that sense with the cast, but the whole ensemble, tell us something about getting this madcap but brilliant group together.
I was really lucky that this doesn't usually happen, where every peg gets so correctly cast, and the energy of the entire team, every person from the crew to the cast, it was like, so much in sync. And I think, I don't know what it was, that it just happened, starting with Shri, and then everything and everyone falling in place. So yeah, the first person, Lakshman, of course, because you need your partner. It's like a marriage, literally, on film, where, if we both are not in sync, nothing can. We didn't fight also, no? No, never. So
Has to be quiet.
okay, so it was one way, clearly. So, so I've worked with Lakshman in ad films before. And, we really got along. Again, it's like that. I work with people I have a good energy with, and I've always liked his energy, and we've got along really well, and liked his work, of course. So he was very enthusiastic. As soon as I said, I have this film, he said, yeah, I want to work. Well, first, no feature? No. Okay, forget. We'll call it for. Anyway, so he was very excited, and that's how he came on board. And okay, so I'll quickly just say how the rest of them. So Anand had worked with Balki on Pa, and I just stole him from there. And Amit Trivedi, again, I was dying to work with, and that's how Amit happened. Hemanti's work I had seen, and I really wanted to work with her, so that's why. And Rasool, it was so, we were lucky to have gotten him. This was my first film. He was an Oscar winner, and he just, again, oh, Sridevi ma'am's film, of course I'm doing this. So yeah, so we had an Oscar winner on board. And Mustafa is the art director. He was also someone I worked with. We worked together in ad films. So that's how all my HODs, I might be missing someone, but please forgive me. Who is putting up their hand? Rishi, you were not part of this film. Is that you? Okay. Then my cast, which was amazing. Mehdi, Laurent, how I met him was in New York. I was there writing the script, and very randomly, I don't know how I landed up in this strange private club, and we were on this terrace, and Mehdi was there. He had just stepped out. He was there for a Ridley Scott screening where he had a role to play, and we got talking, and I said, I don't even think I spoke about the film, but we exchanged numbers, and because he was an actor, and we all really got along. There was a group of people. But I never thought this is how we'll end up working together. And then I connected with him much later. And he was like, yeah, Bollywood movie. And he was on. So didn't need much convincing. And yeah, the Rajiv was found in Bangalore somewhere. Self-tested like a million times, and I was like, yeah, we convinced with one test, but he kept sending auditions.
In case you changed your mind.
Okay. And these kids, like I told you how I found them. So yeah, Nadil was a great find. So everything just fell in place. I don't want to take too long. And
Can I say something about from the
please
cast
do.
perspective?
Someone else, please talk.
Yeah, I mean, she dealt with all kinds of energies. Mehdi came from another planet as far as the rest of us were concerned. I mean, he would sit there, what to say, what to say. And he used to get really angry that Rajiv and Sri ma'am had an off-camera friendship. Because
He was jealous.
He was jealous, and how?
Even that we all were.
I mean, that's one of the gifts I take away from this film. But amazing fights me and Mehdi would have. He would come up to him and say, you cannot talk to her. You cannot talk to her. I said, no, not talk to who? You cannot talk to Sri ma'am. I said, why? She's a friend. No. She's, it's disturbing my preparation. I said, you go down the road. There's a park over there. Go and prepare as much as you want in that park. So both me and Mehdi had very interesting exchanges. So he didn't understand what I was doing in the film. He didn't know why we need a joker like this guy in the classroom. I mean, he literally said these words. But he called. He called from the Morocco Film Festival. He called, it was 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. here. He called and said, "You fat fool, I finally understand what you did in the film." They were laughing. So I said, yes, Mehdi, it's taken you all this time, but thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I have to give Gauri credit for having some special superpowers to deal with the energies here, because there were actors from New York. There was Mehdi from Jupiter, I think. Adil is a powerhouse himself. But the truth is, and I'm sorry, I'm coming back, Kosa, there was a glue. There was somebody on set there who never let the balance of the energy go off. There was someone who would come to the classroom scenes and make sure that everybody is feeling good, is feeling comfortable. She would make sure that everyone is seen on camera. She threw away so many jokes that were written for her. She gave them to my character, Rama, which made Rama even more memorable. But a lot of those came from Sri ma'am. So I don't think we can not talk about her. It's going to keep coming back to her. So,
no, and the classroom, whether it was the classroom scenes or the home scenes, it actually, one had to remind oneself, here is a superstar. This is a woman who has been, working, 300 films. I think English Vinglish was the 300th film. So you had to keep reminding yourself, because she was such a team player. There was warmth. There was food, simple thing. Food was shared. It was like, she was kind of, it was open.
Like
it was
the
an
buzz,
open
like how the
yeah.
classroom and
Yeah, so it didn't feel that. And Shri ma'am in her public persona has had such grace and elegance and some sort of a glass wall, which I think, of course, is important. Otherwise, you let the whole world in. But that was kind of her public persona. Otherwise, while working, it was kind of just such a joy. She was generous. She was generous with her time, with her. She taught. The Sapna and the Sagar. She was kind of. She kind of nurtured you all. I mean, you could tell that. Is there anything that you remember?
I have a really nice memory. Like, I don't exactly remember the whole thing, but I remember we were shooting in US and it was really cold because it was snowing. So like I was like shivering, and then she like removed her jacket and gave it to me. So like all of those things from her were very nice.
And that Michael Jackson move is so memorable.
So she came up with this. This was Shri's contribution, actually. So I had something else in mind for like just one little quirk for Shashi's character to have. And since Shri is such a fan of Michael Jackson, she said, I'll do his step. And that's how the has happened. And that was her big input.
But Lakshman, do you remember that time when first of all, when I came 2 days ago, when we all knew we were going to meet here, and I told Lakshman, will you be there? And he said, yeah, I'll be there. And he said something so wonderful. I mean, of course, he's a cinematographer, he's a successful director. And he said, I keep looking for the English Vinglish experience in every film that I do, and I don't find it. And that was something, actually, that's true. Do you remember that time जब वो scene करते करते वो cut बोलने से पहले Shri ma'am had stopped? Do you remember that?
Yeah, first of all, I'll tell you how I came in the film. So, Gauri and Balki sir called me at Town Wala House for the narration. And there was prawns fried, pomfret fried, bombil fry, everything was there. And I'm like, I'm doing this film. Because ये मस्त है, ये film करना चाहिए. But seriously, after reading the script, Balki sir, I mean, this film has given me so much. If I tell somebody that I have done Blue, I have done Boss, I have done Falana Dhimka, people, okay, I have done English Vinglish. So that respect, Balki sir, Gauri ma'am, seriously, all of you, I mean, for all of us actually, English Vinglish has given lots of respect, and that respect is in safe deposit. It's actually मैं बाहर बालके सर को बता रहा था, ये जिंदगी भर काम आएगा. बालके सर ने मुझे कहा था जब फिल्म साइन कर रहे थे, तब ये Lakshman, there is no cinematic liberty in this film. It's just a simple drama. It's a story. Yes, sir, you told me. Yeah. But actually that film was, वो सोल था, आत्मा थी. वो जैसा आप जी रहे वैसे उसी तरह से उसको कैप्चर करना था. And thank you so much, Gauri. Actually, मैं सबको बोलता हूँ. मैं भी जब डायरेक्ट करता हूँ तो आपको ही सामने रखता हूँ कि you have to be a selfish director. Whatever happens, like I have seen Gauri. Hi, how are you? And all, the moment somebody stands in front of you, move na! What is wrong with you? She's that lost in her thought, in her direction, and that's what every director has to be there, has to behave like this. Because, and you can see the output. When we saw the English Vinglish, I like, what a film. It stays with us for forever. जिंदगी भर की कमाई है वो. मतलब कई सारी फिल्में बहुत सारा पैसा देके जाती है, कई सारी फिल्में बहुत सारा रिस्पेक्ट देके जाती है. And I think English Vinglish is one of those. So thank you Gauri, thank you Balki sir, Boni sir. इतने सारे लोग दिए प्यारे प्यारे. और सर नॉर्मली क्या होता है ना, एक फिल्म करने के बाद सबसे ज्यादा फेडअप होते हैं लोग डीओपी से. दोबारा उसकी शक्ल नहीं देखना चाहते. बट आज 10 साल बाद भी हम साथ में हैं. और ऐसा नहीं कि इवेंट हो इसलिए साथ में है. हक से बाल्की सर कभी मुझे हक से फोन करते हैं, गौरी कभी भी हक से फोन करते हैं. बोनी सर के साथ मेरा फैमिली जैसा सबके साथ रिलेशन है. और मुझे लगता है वो किसी भी फिल्म के क्रू से नहीं है आज तक, वो सिर्फ इंग्लिश विंग्लिश के क्रू से है. एंड ये कितनी बड़ी अर्निंग है, कितनी बड़ी कमाई है. सो थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ यू. थैंक यू सर.
म्यूजिक में भी गौरी ऐसी है.
म्यूजिक में तो नहीं म्यूजिक में तो म्यूजिक वाज अ जॉय राइड. ऐसा म्यूजिक बनाने का, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी आर द अनलकीएस्ट इन म्यूजिक टीम जो होती है ना, थोड़ी अनलकी होती है इस मामले में, क्योंकि वी नेवर गेट टू वर्क with the actors. We always see that later, but कि अच्छा ये गाने का ये बना और यहाँ पहुँचा है. तो never got a chance to work with Shri ma'am that way. I met her only in while the promotions we were doing, and but the first thing when like Balki and Gauri, they made me work with two of my most, मतलब विश लिस्ट किसी भी इंसान का इंडिया में होगा कि किसके साथ काम करना है. बाल्की बोला अमिताभ बच्चन के साथ काम कर, गौरी बोली श्रीदेवी मैम के साथ काम कर. तो ये दो काम करने को मिले. एंड अमित त्रिवेदी, माय फर्स्ट फिल्म विद हिम वाज इंग्लिश विंग्लिश. It was just fun. एक भी moment, there was not one moment of sorrow or doubt or anything. Gauri was with us. All the songs, Naurai, we remember we fought with the producers because they wanted a Punjabi song. And we had options written for Punjabi also, and this Marathi also, and then we finally Marathi came. With Gauri, I could write words like Dhak Dhuk because we and Gauri, we were क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं करना चाहिए उसमें वो धाक धुक आया. This film is very very special for me for one more reason because my then she was 70. My mother got her break in this film to sing a song, Navrai Maji. So yeah, that was also there. So everything was just too special. This film is special. Not that हम यहाँ पे 10 साल का सेलिब्रेशन करने आए, but मुझे नहीं मालूम था 10 साल है, पर मैंने ये फिल्म कुछ 5 दिन पहले देखी है. So this is one film which you go back to, you know, like it's like YouTube पे भी खरीद के रखी हुई है कि जाके आप just watch it from somewhere, from wherever you want to watch it. Just one special.
All the Rama scenes, no?
Yeah.
Also, what is kind of surprising that after all those years that Shri ma'am was in a film finally, and to have Sridevi in a film and not have a dance, which was quite a brave decision.
No, but I was so happy that she danced on Navrai.
Yeah, well, of course, and that kind of just lit up that screen, that red sari that she wore,
And one little thing, you know, when narrated us, me and Amit, in the town wala house, she narrated. Amit doesn't need. No, but when she narrated the script to us, we were crying. And when we watched the film for that was called the first cut, I think that was the cut. There was no cut after that. I don't think there was any other cut. There was only one cut. Yeah. There was, I remember that. Not a little. But the first cut, we were crying equally. And I've never had that experience in my life. Watching the first cut and crying. First cut के बाद तो we cry that अरे बाप रे क्या कहना कर.
The crying, this thing reminds me. I remember the first day when we shot the wedding scene where Shashi ma'am gives her final speech, you know, and I was sitting and the script, the speech was not in the script that was given to all the other actors. So Shri ma'am, being Shri ma'am, she gave it in the first go. So that is when I had heard the speech for the first time, and she gave this beautiful speech about family and how parents are, and I'm just sitting there and listening to it, and I naturally started crying. After the shot got over, the LSE gang came to me and, oh, you're such a nice actress. We could see you cry, take the emotions. I was like, yeah, bro, a lot of practice. I'm like, thank you so much. But she did it just so beautifully in one go that now also when I watch it, the scene, it feels exactly like it felt when we heard it on set for the first time. So yeah, you cried watching the final cut the same way we cried during the shoot as well.
And you also made me cry.
Yeah, I think I made a lot of mothers cry.
You were beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Every time, you know, people come up to me, you were in English Vinglish, and I was always so amazed, like, how do they even remember this after 5 years, you know, because it's such a beautiful film, and it's so celebrated that even if they watched it like 2 years ago, I think it's going to stick. So if they can remember a face, I'm pretty sure they can even remember the emotions. So I always used to be grateful that, oh, they recognize me. But they used to be like, I always felt like slapping you. I was like, thank you, I guess. But yeah, I was a brat.
So which brings me to let's bring this all back in together. 10 years, जो भी जितने भी साल गुजरे अब आगे भी जितने भी साल बीतेंगे, I think the relevance of what the emotional meaning of the film was is timeless. One, of course, it's because of what the original content was, the script, and the way you brought it to life, and then how Shri ma'am interpreted it. क्योंकि 10 साल मतलब वो लगता नहीं है कि 10 साल बीत गए, because उसका जो emotional जो एक मादा है वो that remains. So do you feel, I mean, it started as a very personal thing for you. The core idea came from your mother's life, but now it's kind of taken on this universality. What say something about that?
I don't know, I still feel quite speechless. I have nothing to really say about that. I just really feel grateful that this is the first film that I ended up making. I mean, this is the first film as in not just story-wise, this with an actress of this caliber and who just sort of just fit everything in place. And the joy of working with her, and the love that the film has received, and the love that still continues to be there. I mean, just everything about this film, I think, from start to finish until now, it just feels like a special thing. In fact, it feels like it doesn't even belong to me. It belongs outside of me. And it's just not mine anymore. In fact, it stopped being mine when it came out. And I also look at it as, oh, this is such a sweet thing that happened. So, yeah.
So I'm going to ask if anybody has any questions for any of us. Yeah, can we get a mic to him? Or you can scream, we'll hear you.
Hi everyone. So I'm Samir Soni from Mumbai only. When Shriji was with us, we saw one Insta post of her with you, Gauri, and it was written over there, coming soon. So was there any plan of you making English Vinglish 2 or any other movie with Shriji in future? Were there any kind of plans?
Not English Vinglish 2, because both of us were very scared that a sequel to be made on this, we thought this should be untouched. So that was not the plan, it was something else. But this Rama here and Laurent, who played Laurent Mehdi, always wanted to make a sequel, and they kept telling us new stories of how there can be a sequel, because they wanted to be part of that. Mehdi wanted to, Laurent wanted to come back to India, say, I come back to India, and then something happened, and maybe I meet her. So all of that he wanted to do. So, but no, I mean, yeah, it is tempting. But both of us were quite clear, she and me, that no, I mean, at least not now, because it just feels like we're touching something that was, sometimes you can't repeat the same thing.
Yes.
Magic happens once.
And also, Gauri rejected an early idea where Laurent comes to India looking for
Yes.
Shashi and falls in love with Rama.
Yes.
But she said it might not work, so we didn't pursue that idea.
Latest two lovers.
Even we fans, after seeing that clip, we even started planning the story. Okay, this will happen. Noro will come back. Shri will have an affair with, and all that. We planned this story. Coming soon, yes. Insta post was there.
No, it was.
Yes, we were waiting for EV2.
Okay, so sweet. But no, it was just another idea brewing with us, because I of course wanted to work with her, and I was waiting for an idea which was worth her while. Just my desperation to work with her, I couldn't just have any idea. It had to be something which was worthy of her, which was worth her while. And though she was so sweet, she said, Gauri, even when I made Dear Zindagi, she said, Gauri, I'll come as your assistant. I'll come with the... she was so lovely and so sweet. And I said, Sri, come and coach the actors, because more than that, what else can you? So we used to talk about quite a few ideas, and this was something, and we really wanted to do it. But yeah, we wanted to work with each other like forever. So.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you.
We'll take a couple more. Yep, gentleman there.
Nothing. We were like two girls giggling our way to heaven. I mean, we were just so happy. She was actually such a child at heart. And we went around everywhere together to various festivals all around, and we were just having a great time and laughing. I mean, that was it. We'd dress up, attend these things, laugh, make jokes about Mehdi. Somehow Mehdi's because his booth will. So, yeah, do this stuff. That's it. And yeah, we just traveled so much, ate food, laughed, and just enjoyed every moment. That English journey, Boni, it went on for quite a while. We traveled like everywhere. Of course, these two men were also there sometimes. So yeah, so it was that. We were like two young girls.
Okay, we'll take one more question.
गौरी जी पहले तो कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशन 10 साल पूरे हुए इस जर्नी में काफ़ी कुछ हुआ बट मेरा सवाल ये रहेगा, श्री मैम ऑलवेज लव्स यू एंड वी ऑलवेज लव श्री मैम, बट जानवी या फिर खुशी के साथ आने वाले समय में आप कोई ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट करते हुए नजर आने वाले हो मैम?
हाँ, हम नजर आएंगे. I mean, वो नजर आएंगे. Of course, why not? Of course, there is a thing we will, and for sure, there's no question.
Thank you. Yeah, you've got the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. First of all, congratulations to everyone. And Gauri ma'am, I don't know whether you remember, I met you at a flea market. When the film was released, and I congratulated you for two things. One, for bringing Sridevi ma'am back into our life. And second, for making such a wonderful landmark film. I just want you to run through quickly the first day of shooting with her. You as a director and her as an actor. The first day, you remember?
Yashraj.
Yeah, it was that Yashraj. We did started with that house scene, actually in sequence. Her introduction as it comes in the film, exactly that is how we started. I wanted to start as much as sequence, which is why we did India first, and then we also went, like Shashi, to New York. So it was all that, her tying up her hair, her making her coffee and tea, and all of that. It was lovely because she got into her sari, into her wardrobe. And no, before that, actually, Yashji came and met us. He came to the set because it was Yash, and he came and he looked at me and said, "Arey, aapko kaise haan bol diya? Mujhe to na bola tha." So I was very happy. I was like, "What do I do?" I just touched his feet. I said, "Thank you." So, and she was very embarrassed. She's saying, so we both were this only, like some school kids. So she was all of this, being Sri Devi, and then she changed into her sari and she was transformed in that very second. That was the magic of her. It was not the star anymore. I mean, though we are aware, but just she transformed into Shashi. That hair, that, and when we said action, roll, that one rehearsal, and we were on. So it was so beautiful to watch that transformation first day, because I had not shot with her until then. We were doing rehearsals, we were meeting, we were doing dress trials, all of that. But this was that first moment. Yeah. And
Thank you once again on behalf of everyone for bringing her back.
thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks.
Hello.
Shreya, you can ask your question, poor thing.
Oh, sorry, Shreya.
Hello, Gauri ma'am. My question for you. आप कितना ब्लेस्ड फील करती हो आप अपने आप को कि श्री मैम का फर्स्ट मूवी आपके साथ था एज अ लेडी डायरेक्टर? आप लेडी डायरेक्टर थी, उनकी फर्स्ट मूवी थी आपके साथ. इस
थी नहीं हूँ.
जी जी जी, आप कितना ब्लेस्ड फील करती हो आप?
बहुत इतना सारा. That her hands, no?
Okay, I'm genuinely here as a fan, but there's a particular scene I want to ask you a question about. There is a conversation that Laurent has with Shashi, where he genuinely tells her what he feels in French, but no one ever finds out, and that things never actually been discussed on what actually happens in the scene. I know it's 10 years, and I still like the way it is, but can you tell us what happened and what went behind that?
What that French means.
That I know French, but I'm just saying.
No, means what? But
Like, why did you think of it like that? Why did you never explain? Why was it devised the way it was?
Because like their relationship was not about understanding the language, but the gist of it and the feeling. So that was always above the language, and which is why she says, no, I mean, despite despite not knowing English and he not knowing English so well, but they understood each other so much more. So it's not the language that actually comes in the way. It's not a barrier. And this whole emotion and the most important expression of his love was that. And he knew she'll get it, and yet he didn't have the guts or the courage to say it in any other. So he said it in his way, and that's what I thought was the beauty of it.
And the greatness, yeah, Hemanti. In Hindi, yeah, not. And the greatness of that scene is, again, you brought that, we must speak about it, because the film is about a language. And the film is about language where people are, she's trying to learn a language, and there itself you get to know that language is not at all important. So that's how the that's how the film.
No, it's my favorite scene. That's why.
We had the, he does say in English, but we removed it and it worked better.
No, no, hands down, my favorite
Yeah,
scene.
it's that.
Favorite scene of Indian cinema.
Agreed.
That's one of them.
Agreed.
Okay, I'm quite sure we could talk about this movie all night, forever and ever. So, going to my, Gauri wants one person to get the last question. Kushi, do you have something?
Hi, Gauri, this is Priyanka. I had the privilege, this is a appreciation again. I had the privilege of you directing me for the Tanishq ad, and huge fan. Someone like Sridevi is an artist. She's nuanced, she's incredible, complete, like, you know, the depth of her life and her journey and as an artist. And it's such a privilege to actually watch this film, really understand it. These are the women we grew up with. These are the women we loved, and it was incredible to just watch her come back again and again. And this movie lives on, and it's incredible. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody here. Kushi, everybody wants to hear you. Can I share this point that your mom once told me that Rama was your favorite character?
Kushi, were you like me, or were you the opposite of my character? Yeah, I think you were the one who felt the most like slapping me. How could you talk to
Yeah,
my
actually
mom?
about the cafe scene, you remember Gauri, like when we were doing rehearsal, तो श्री मैम उनकी सादगी भरी आवाज में हम रिहर्स कर रहे थे, and Gauri and me wanted because to express the shaky state of mind, we decided not to use steady cam, and I was doing a handheld camera. Balki sir was there, and I asked Shri ma'am, can we do one rehearsal? And she was like, yeah. And from cafe she came out and she walked till the bench, and I was walking backwards. But I don't know what chemical was that. The moment Gauri used to say action, and the moment I used to say the camera used to roll, she used to become a different person, sir. She started crying, she started running, sir, and I was ready for backwards walk. And she started running, I started running backwards. She came, she sat on that bench, then French guy came with the coffee and all those things happened. And मुझे पता नहीं चला हुआ क्या था. And गौरी ने पूरा सीन वैसे के वैसे रखा है. बीच बीच में ऐसा है.
Just to end, I'll recount वो जो मैं किस्सा कह रही थी आपको सुनाने. तो ये घर का ही सीन था न्यूयॉर्क में, और सब रेडी था और इमोशनल सा सीन था, और वो बोल रही थी और बोलते बोलते वो चुप हो गई. She just became Shri ma'am again. And we're all looking at each other's face, what happened? Because Gauri didn't say cut, nothing happened. She just stopped. So Gauri asked what happened. So she said the camera has stopped rolling.
Yeah.
And Lakshman was like, what? And the camera had stopped rolling.
Yeah.
And she was like, he was like, how do you know? And she said, I'm doing this since I was 3 years old. I know. yeah, light was big,
There were so many good. Like one day in White Plains there was snowing, and around 5:30 everyone was happy कि पैकअप हो जाएगा पार्टी आज. And actually पेड़ गिर रहे थे White Plains में, light poles गिर रहे थे, इतना snow गिर रहा था. And we were about to, मैं भी अपने assistants को बोल रहा था, चल निकलते. And बालकी sir came, hey, Lakshman will shoot the song, huh? And I'm like, sir, अभी? Yeah. And हम सब ने, we all were wearing 3 layers of jackets. And ma'am was dancing in one chiffon sari in -3-4 degree temperature. That was amazing.
Yeah, I also remember this, every time somebody asks me, how is it like to work with Shri ma'am and what did you learn from her? It was her dedication as an actor. And then, you know, like it's been 10 years, but the little moments that you can remember, I still remember she had a very runny nose during the speech scene, and it was so cold. But you know, her being that superstar, I never heard her say anything or complain about it. You can see her nose is running, and that was the only reason why you know that she has a cold. But she would never utter a word. She would never, like make it a problem. And the moment they used to say cut, we all used to take our shawls, and she used to put a tissue up her nose. So yeah.
Okay, this time I'm going to have to stop us because we've got a couple of things before the screening.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I was a kid, so I wasn't exactly aware, like, she's one of the biggest actresses in Indian cinema history. My mom used to tell me, ki, she's Sridevi ma'am, she's my favorite actress. But as a kid, I used to, play around and joke with everyone. And she was so down to earth. She, like, never felt, she just felt as if, she's my second mom or something. Because she was so sweet. Like, we used to play so much also, like, I saw this game, I don't remember.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thank you for the questions too. Can we get the chairs off the stage? So we've got another little surprise. Thank you. Right, very quickly, we've got the screening coming up just after. One more surprise for you. You're going to watch a video, and on it, you're going to see a reason why this woman and the character she played she's actually a superhero. She fought